Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Mellow Mama, and today I'll be sharing my everyday makeup routine as well as doing a question and answer based on the questions I recently received on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my name's the Mellow Mama over there as well, and it's more of a personal platform for me, a way to get to know me on a more personal level, just like this video with the Q&A. I don't necessarily always talk about respectful parenting or conscious living over there, but if something happens organically between me and Donovan, I will make that a teaching moment and share with you guys. If something really truly inspires me, I'll share that as well. But in general, it's mostly just what we're up to on a day-to-day basis. I really appreciate those of you that have written me questions and have sent me messages and stuff. It's awesome to hear from you. It's great to get to know you, and I love giving you thorough, well thought out responses. I've said this 1,000 times on my channel, but you might not be familiar with me or my channel, so I have to clarify one more time before you watch. I am not an expert when it comes to makeup or beauty or fashion, anything in that realm, and that's not the intention of my channel whatsoever. I like sharing good information, quality information about living a conscious life and being a conscious, loving, gentle, respectful parent. However, many of you have asked me to share this information, what products I use for beauty and how I do my makeup on a daily basis, so here we are. But please don't be critical. I am not claiming to be some sort of makeup artist or expert, like I said. I'm simply sharing because you asked. That being said, let's get into it. After I wash my hands, I go ahead and apply this vitamin A and witch hazel serum. It's just really good because I have a lot of rosacea and redness, as you can see with the bare face. Next, I prime my face with the primer from Arbonne. I love this one because a little bit goes a long way and it makes my skin so silky, soft, and smooth, and it just creates a really nice base for when I apply my foundation. Once my face is primed, I actually go ahead and apply my foundation, and I'm using this one from Arbonne. This is the Liquid Perfecting Foundation with 15 SPF. And just like the primer, you don't need to use a whole lot of product here, at least in my case you don't. I have really uneven skin tone, as you guys saw, and I have some redness and unevenness in my complexion, and I still only use about a dime size blob of this foundation. The coverage is really nice. Then I just go in with this damp washcloth and take any of the foundation off of my lips because that's gross. Next, I'm going to apply some blush in the shade Ballet from Arbonne. I'm applying my blush with this cheek brush from Arbonne. It's vegan also. And I sort of just do an upward sweeping circular motion from the apple of my cheek up through, what would this be, to the temple, kind of. You can see what I'm doing. And I have to say, I've been missing out on the glory of blush for so long. Because I have naturally rosy cheeks, I didn't think I needed it, but it just makes me feel like some sort of like Lord of the Rings character, like an elf. I love it. Next, I'm going to go in with this bronzer, and this one is super pretty, also from Arbonne. And because I like my makeup to look as natural as possible, I'm not going to use a more precise brush like the cheek one I used before with my blush. I'm just going to use this powder brush and do more like light circular motions around my jawline, my cheekbones, my forehead, and that's it. I'm trying to achieve a sun-kissed, simple look.
If we're left different lives, my dreams, my arms, my eyes will always miss.
Now I'm going to add a little bit of eyeshadow, and when I say a little bit, I mean that. I just use simple natural colors, as you can see. This one's a more matte pink shade called Quartz, and I love it. I just add a tiny bit to my eyes because they're freakishly big, and it's very easy to make myself look like a clown if I'm not careful, so I don't do any sort of like crease color or outer corner color. I just add a tiny bit of this pink shade and call it a day. After that, I curl my lashes. And then I apply my mascara. I love the Arbonne mascara so much because I can make my lashes look really long, wispy, and full, but they're still not overstated or unnatural looking.
If we're left different lives, my dreams, my arms, my eyes will always miss.
Next, I'm going to attempt to do something with my eyebrows, which my right one actually looks pretty good naturally, but my left one has a ton of holes in it. And it's just really tricky to get them just right because they're super blonde, and usually eyebrow stuff is pretty dark. This is the brow gel from Arbonne that I love. It's in light brown. It's been helping me out like in my brow journey. When I watch models on YouTube do their brows, they always like make them look super full and almost bushy, and I kind of like that look surprisingly, so lately I've been experimenting with that. Now we're in the home stretch. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with this peach lip liner from Arbonne. When I'm lining my lips, I focus on filling in as well as outlining the bottom middle portion and top middle portion of my lips. I watched a Victoria's Secret makeup artist doing Candace Swanepoel's makeup, and she said that that makes your lips look fuller and prettier, and I believe her.
We go different ways, thoughts and all my faith will go in.
I love lipsticks and lip glosses, but on a normal basis, I just apply chapstick with an SPF. This one smells so nice. It's Strawberry Sunbum, and I love their coconut and banana ones as well. You can get them at any drugstore. And my last step is to highlight my face. I use this Sheer Glow highlighter stick from Arbonne, and I love it. It's so easy and convenient. And highlighter is just awesome if you're a sleep-deprived mom like me, if you want to look awake, fresh, and dewy. And I just apply it to these areas. Above my cheekbones, pretty much actually everywhere. I shouldn't even clarify. My cupid's bow, the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, in the corners of my eye, and in those slanty parts of my eyebrows. I don't really know what to call that.
We go different ways. Thoughts and all my faith will go with you. If we live different lives, my dreams, my smile.
And there you have it, guys. That's my final look. It might have seemed like I used a lot of products or that this took a lot of time, but my makeup generally takes me about less than 8 minutes to do, and my hair generally takes me under 10 minutes as well. So you don't necessarily have to invest a lot of time if putting on makeup and doing your hair makes you feel more confident and put together. I don't think it's something that needs to be sacrificed when you have children. The best things that you can do are get on a routine, know when you get ready every single day, and when you do, have products that you love, and know your style, know what looks good on you, and if you need help, watch people on YouTube that are better than me, that know what they're doing, and you should be good to go. Alright guys, now that you've seen my makeup, I'm going to go ahead and answer at least a portion of the questions that you've sent in. I received a lot, so I'm actually going to do this in sections. You'll see a couple of videos coming up answering all of the rest of these. Yep, all of my makeup is vegan, cruelty-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, and chemical-free. I use only Arbonne products, and I really happily represent that company because they've been ethical for so many years, and I think it's a gradual change that a lot of makeup companies are making, but Arbonne's been standing by those sort of standards for a long time. Not to mention, I love that I don't lose actual quality in my makeup when I'm working with things from Arbonne. They're super pigmented, they feel really fresh and light, nothing is cakey or clumpy, like the mascara is really lengthening and nice. In general, it's all really, really good stuff. So if you're somebody that's like, but I really love my high-end makeup from Sephora or Ulta or wherever, just know that you don't lose quality when you're working with a really good company like this one. The makeup is really, I think, wonderful. My favorite mascara is from Arbonne as well. You saw me use it in the video and I link it below. But I also really love products from Youngblood. My friend got me their Youngblood mascara, like, I think for Valentine's Day, and I really am a big fan of that one also. I don't take any supplements or vitamins for my hair, skin, or nails because I feel like I can get all of them from the food that I eat. With a vegan diet, I'm basically forced to only give myself really good, rich nutrition, and it's been wonderful for my hair, skin, and nails actually. I think I eat tons of leafy greens, I have lots of berries, peppers, oats, barley, quinoa, beans, you name it, and all of those things are so vitamin rich and nutrient dense that I don't really feel that I need to take any sort of supplements. I also don't really do any treatments for my hair. I just simply don't wash it very often. I think if I don't sweat very much, it's not necessary. But as far as actual treatments, I could do a much better job about that. I think I should, especially because I have thin hair and I did experience some postpartum hair loss after Mr. Donovan, who's sitting right here. I have done an egg white and honey hair mask before, but those Pinterest like DIY masks are kind of a hassle and messy and gross, and that's just my personal thing. But yeah, I probably should do something, but I don't. I was inspired to be vegan by several people. I worked with a girl at a pressed juice place in Los Angeles for a while who was vegan, and she just had like perfect skin, and I loved how passionate she was about it. Donovan's aunt, Natalie, she's a raw vegan and she's really educated about nutrition, and I loved learning from her and hearing her outlook. I got back in touch with an old friend, and her sister are really successful, smart women, and they're both vegan and they're both really passionate about it. And because of some of the information that I saw her sharing on Instagram, actually, I was like, wow, I really should consider veganism. Oh, hold on, bud. It's my YouTube video. The final tipping point for me was when I actually got criticism on my channel in my comments. It hurt my feelings at first because I was like, man, I think I share good information. It has nothing to do with my diet. But then I was like, you know what, they're right. It is sort of contradictory to talk about being a conscious person that's respectful of the people and environment around me and still continue to consume meat and dairy products, because they are harmful for my body and they are harmful for the earth that I cherish. I've been so shocked and happily surprised at the fact that it is so easy to be vegan. You don't miss out on anything. The food you consume is so delicious and nutrient dense, like I mentioned before, that you feel full, satisfied. You don't crave processed food or meat or really even sugar most of the time. There are amazing restaurants, there are amazing products on your regular grocery store shelves. You don't have to go to some sort of health food store to get delicious vegan food. And I've had so much fun actually becoming vegan. There are so many age-old expressions that indicate you become the people you spend the most time with, especially the top 5 people you talk to and hang around with. And I have a family of 6 people, so there you go. My family are my biggest influencers and always have been. I'm really close with them and I admire each and every one of my family members for different qualities that they have. My biggest mentors, aside from my family, have to be the people that I've found in books my entire life. I've always loved to read and I've always loved to learn. Hey. And I think I've always been searching for mentors through the pages of books, and some big ones that stand out to me are Jane Goodall, Mother Teresa, Elon Musk, Michael Jordan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Oprah Winfrey, basically anyone that has built a really extraordinary life for themselves and is a big thinker and doer. I love people that can combine the two. Like, they can think outside the box and assess things from all angles and be open-minded, truly open-minded and receptive to other people, and then build from there. They can pick and choose from everything that they learn and really sculpt a beautiful life. And of course, along with creating a beautiful life, they're usually creating beautiful things for the world around them. I think the key to this question is recognizing that I am human. I'm not always calm. I'm not always positive. There are days just like everyone else. I have moments and days that are very challenging for me, and it's not always easy to stay composed and to have this upbeat, life is good outlook. My dad named my channel The Mellow Mama for a reason. It comes from an authentic place. I really am super relaxed most of the time. I always have been, so I think that's something that comes from within, that's just part of who I am. However, the key to answering this question is to assess how I am in the moments that are hard. I'm not one of those people that'll say, well, I just think about the fact that I'm alive and that that's a gift. Because, yeah, that's true, but sometimes you really need actual clarification. What the root of the issue is. What is it that's actually bothering you? And I think that comes from consciousness. Really being aware of where you're at, why you're there, how you got there, and how you can get out if that's what you're seeking. I think Eckhart Tolle, if that's how you say his name, touches on this in a really beautiful quote. In fact, I'm going to read it. I'm going to find it and read it. This is really the answer to my question. This is how I am calm and positive majority of the time, even in the most difficult, trying moments. See if you can catch yourself complaining in either speech or thought about a situation you find yourself in, what other people do or say, your surroundings, your life situation, even the weather. To complain is always non-acceptance of what is. It invariably carries an unconscious negative charge. When you complain, you make yourself into a victim. When you speak out, you're in your power. So change the situation by taking action or by speaking out if necessary or possible. Leave the situation or accept it. All else is madness. I use a combination of turmeric, coconut oil, and baking soda in a bowl. I just mix them up and put them on and hold it for about 5 minutes. That's how I whiten my teeth, and it's also how I brush my teeth probably 4 times out of the week. I do use a regular toothpaste also, but I try to stick with organic options. My number one tip in life is to acquire as much knowledge as you possibly can, to be educated. So the same thing goes for having a newborn. Just read as much material on the philosophy that you want to follow and embark upon as you can. So Magda Gerber, Dear Parent, Caring for Infants with Respect is my number one suggestion, along with Rosalind Ross, A Theory of Objectivist Parenting, and Elevating Childcare by Janet Lansbury. These 3 are wonderful resources. Second tip would be a routine and finding a balance with routine. Don't rely on a clock for anything. Follow your child's natural instincts, follow your natural instincts, and build a routine around that. Don't say, my child ate 2 hours ago, I need to wake them up and feed them, or I need to feed them even though they're not indicating that they're hungry. Let them eat when they're hungry, sleep when they're sleepy, play when they feel like playing, or just observe freely without interruption, and get on that routine so that you can build communication with your baby. It's so much easier for them to anticipate things and communicate with you when they know what's coming next. Just touched on it, but my third tip is not interrupting your baby and understanding that they are a person. It's very difficult, especially in the newborn phase, to understand that your baby is a whole being, but they are, and they need time, just like anybody else, to be alone with their thoughts, to process this new environment that they've just entered into. And it's a beautiful thing to observe when you see a newborn truly thinking and engaged in exploration, even when they can just lay there and look. Fourth tip is to sleep when your baby sleeps, and I didn't take this advice. I really regret it, because I thought it was strict. I thought I needed to sleep for like the entirety of my son's naps, and that didn't make any sense to me because I had a lot of things to accomplish, just like every mom out there does. But what I was forgetting is that I could take very small naps and get a huge benefit from those. So a tip that I once read that goes along with this one is to drink a cup of coffee, chug it really, and go down for about a 30-minute nap. Because caffeine takes about 30 minutes to activate in your body, when you wake up from your nap, which hopefully you do, set like 10 alarms if you need to, you'll feel really recharged, energized, and refreshed, and you'll be able to tackle all those tasks that you need to get done. My fifth tip is to get outside as much as you possibly can. My favorite thing to do with Donovan was take a quilt, a couple of playthings, really he didn't even touch them most of the time, my work materials, and just sit in the grass for long hours. This is something I did really on a routine basis every single day. There is such a wide variety of benefits that come along with being a nature. There's such a wide variety of benefits that come with exposing your baby to nature from an early age. Not only is it good for you as the parent and your mental health, it also benefits your baby's sleep patterns. It wards off illness. It's good for their physical development, their language development, and in general, it builds a sort of platform for learning. Because it's a varied environment as opposed to a controlled indoor. Because when you're outside, an outdoor environment is varied. It has sunshine. An outdoor environment is varied for your baby. It's got sunshine, breeze, different smells, different trees, different things to see and experience in general, and it's so enriching as opposed to a closed, controlled indoor environment. The best thing I've had recently is this falafel burger from a restaurant called Wing Hearts in Pittsburgh. So good. I wish I could do a toy collection video for you guys, but Donovan actually doesn't have a lot of toys right now. He's playing mostly with remotes, balls, and anything he can find outside. Well, Donovan's still very young. He's 14 months old, so I have yet to come across an experience where I feel like he's not listening to me, but I don't look at my relationship with Donovan like that. I don't see myself as someone he needs to listen to or obey. I rather try to coexist with him in a peaceful way, and I know that sounds challenging to a lot of people. And it doesn't mean that I don't set boundaries or limits for Donovan. I definitely do that in a really healthy, loving way. I also like to look at myself, take a step back, put myself in his position, and ask the question, is my son asking for too much? Is he being unreasonable? Is there something I can offer him? Is there something I can do for him that would satisfy his need at the moment? And that almost always is the solution, and it's very painless and quite frankly amazing. It's nice that I can have this balance with my son just like I would any friend or adult peer of mine. I like to treat Donovan with the same amount of respect that I do those people, and it's really benefited me so far, and I can imagine that it's only going to help me more and more as Donovan grows older and has more of his own vocalized needs and desires. The key is always taking a step back and asking, like, if there's any sort of pushback, what I'm doing that's not honoring his needs, or if my needs are really that much more important than his at the time, but usually we're equals. I always refuse to use any sort of like physical force or manipulation or bribery or anything like that. This will be the last question because I've answered a lot and I feel like I'm taking way too much time. My favorite quote to live by is, when you get, give, when you learn, teach, from Maya Angelou. And that wraps up this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sending in these thoughtful, insightful, awesome questions. I can't wait to answer the rest of them, but for now, please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, do that. I post new videos every week. I'm going to be doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday posts at around 3 o'clock. And leave me a comment. As always, that's my favorite part. I love hearing from you guys, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.